Damian Dunn has become Temple's closer this year, a role that has a lot to do with his opening act in Kinston, North Carolina.
Three with two, Dunn, sidestep three for the win! It's good! Damian Dunn does it again! A game-winning three for Damian Dunn!
Damian's hometown of Kinston has amassed fame as a breeding ground for hoops talent. 1 in every 53 players that have played for Kinston High School have gone on to the NBA, the highest per capita in the world.
The beauty of Kinston, North Carolina is that the kids here in Kinston, they grow up wanting to be a Viking. They grow up wanting to wear that K on their chest and win a state championship ring and be eventually in a Hall of Fame.
You know, they have a tradition and a blueprint to follow because we've had so many basketball stars that came from Kinston that went on to college and went on to the NBA or went overseas and played basketball. So these kids know that, hey, Brandon Ingram, Jerry Stackhouse, these guys went to Rochelle Middle School. These guys went to Kinston High School. If they can make it, I can make it. So it gives them a blueprint to follow, and it gives them all hope.
You know, people say, well, how does this keep happening? And that's a big piece. I mean, any kid that lives in any little area and in this community can find a rec center that they can go play basketball. And some kids are the happiest just getting in the gym and playing basketball. And so to have that ability goes a long way.
I provided an opportunity for those kids to get off the street, and not just during business hours, after hours. I used to get on those kids about calling their parents, and the parents gave them permission. As long as Mr. Ingram is still there, I don't mind you still remaining in the gym. That took away from those kids getting out on the street and getting in trouble.
Beyond the town, Damian had 3 at-home trainers in his dad and 2 older brothers.
He had 3 sons, and he was telling me how good they was gonna be. But he always bragged on the youngest son that he was gonna be better than all of them.
You know, Damian always ended up crying because he couldn't hit a shot. His brothers was blocking his shot, and, you know, growing up in a basketball town, basketball family, you know, you don't want to give him anything, make him earn it. And then until that one day came where he finally scored on his brothers, and that just kind of took it to a whole nother level.
And taking him home, I remember seeing the goal in the driveway, and you know, you just know that those were just battles back in the day.
Yeah, man, I tell you, you know, I've got 7 state championship rings in my house between my 3 guys.
A big piece of Damian Dunn's development came here at the Woodman Community Center, where he and his brothers played and his father later worked.
I did work there, and Dame spent a lot of time in there. But I think it really, everything started at Rochelle Middle School.
He looked like a man amongst boys in middle school. He was an athlete, yo. He was a freak.
His name and his game translated to high school, where Damian was the star of Kinston High School for 3 years. While he transferred to a high school in Georgia for his senior year, he and his game will always reflect Kinston.
We have a saying around here that we go by, Kinston tough. If you can play Kinston basketball, if you can play in Kinston, then you can play anywhere in the world.
And if you had to boil Damian Dunn, him, his game, down to a word, what would that word be?
Smooth.
Discipline.
Mamba mentality, man. I know you said a word, but Mamba.
There's a lot to describe Damian, but I would have to say Damian humble. He's a very humble kid.